Hey, soldiers, for a long time, the business of America has been war, and we're seeing increasingly the business of China and many other countries is business. They're out there trying to make moves economically, and we need to get back to that. Okay, we rely and have relied on war for various reasons, some justified, some far from justifiable here in the past. And I think that with this news today, you're going to see, look, everybody is kind of moving in the direction of economic power, or at least trying to. So we're going to talk about an unlikely group that is now cooperating with none other than China on economic growth, right? And the juxtaposition of it when we talk about exactly who they are, and I'll just tell you, it's the Taliban, all right? And if you look at how we left Afghanistan after 20 years and what's going on with China and the Taliban now, we got to ask ourselves as Americans, as Westerners, some serious questions, because I've always said that America blew a golden opportunity, literally, in Africa. Okay, I think that ship has sailed. And they are moving in tighter alignment with China. So look, before we get started, I always want to encourage you, of course, to hit that subscribe button, become a soldier of finance. Enlist. All you got to do is hit subscribe. Let me know you did so in the comments. I will salute you. Hey, I want to send a shout out to our members. Hit that join button. Find out what more and more people already know. Our members know that we are providing some exclusive content designed to help you learn more about how money works, keep you on the road to financial independence. So, Migdalia Burgos, Liz Ahern, Garrett Patton, D. Brown, Angels 85, TEK, Promox 171, and Code Percent for bath salt. I'd like to thank you all for getting promoted, becoming officers. We call our members only section the Officers Club. So check it out and do me a favor, guys. I really need you to hit that thumbs up button. And check and see if you're still subscribed. I've talked to several of these soldiers and they said, hey, look, you might want to send that message out because I've looked and on certain devices I've been unsubscribed. Something weird's going on. So just check, make sure you're subscribed and hit that thumbs up because that tells the algorithm to push these videos forward. Okay, so like I said, guys, the Taliban and China, they are discussing banking cooperation. It's all about the money. Ain't a damn thing funny. Grandmaster Flash, that's a lyric from his song, The Message. And it's right. It's a lyric that's spot on. The Taliban's governor of the Afghan central bank, and I do apologize if I mispronounce this name. I'll try. Hidayatullah Badri met with Chinese envoy Wang Yu this week to discuss banking ties and business. The bank's spokesperson informed Reuters on Friday. Quote, in this meeting, economy, banking relations, business, and some related topics were discussed, according to Badri, the official from the Afghan central bank. Although Beijing does not have formal diplomatic ties with the Taliban government, China is among the few countries that have maintained a diplomatic presence in Kabul since the Taliban took back the country following the U.S. disastrous withdrawal in 2021. And yes, it was disastrous. Let's just tell the truth. All right. The United States, the way we left there, it's just, it's a shameful point in our history. Okay. Because if you think about it, aside from the optics, think about the Afghans that had allied with the United States. This happens all the time with America. We go into places and folk, partner up with us And then when we decide we're done with it and we just put the, just like a child, put the toy down and walk away from it. But there are consequences to that for real people. So I think you can, extrapolate from there. Following the withdrawal, Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid told Italian news outlet La Repubblica that China would be its principal partner in rebuilding Afghanistan after a 20-year U.S. occupation. Usually the United States will try to set itself up like they're trying to do with, Ukraine. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, has already met with Zelensky about, going into Ukraine and rebuilding, I guess once the conflict is done. But we spent 20 years in Afghanistan directly, not through a proxy war. And looks like China is going to pick up that rebuilding business. And there's a lot of it. You should go back and take a look at Afghanistan prior to the 1970s. Okay. It was quite different. So who knows? The Taliban may be ready to, step into more of modernity, especially in terms of business. I don't know what their cash crop is over there other than opium. I don't know what they have as a natural resource or as a, something that will attract investment dollars. I don't know what it is. I'm sure they are thinking about trying to set up something. Okay, we'll see. China is also interested in bringing the West Asian nation, Afghanistan, to join Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative. U.S. sanctions and banking restrictions have dealt heavy damage to Afghanistan's banking system, which has been cut off from the global financial system. These policies have served as the primary cause of the country's ongoing economic crisis. But look how China, we did the report on how Iran has developed an alternative to the SWIFT system that several Asian countries are going to be using. So we see more and more of a migration away from the Western financial infrastructure. All right. So this Chinese meeting, between Afghanistan and China could be the prelude to more, construction in that vein. And especially if they're going to try to do this Belt and Road Initiative through Afghanistan, they definitely would need to have some financial infrastructure there. Looks like China and the BRICS may be trying to provide that. Afghanistan's central bank has been unable to supply adequate liquidity to banks due to its inability to print money and the illegal freeze of nearly $10 billion in foreign reserves, $7 billion of which are held at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. China has recently shown an economic interest in neighbor Afghanistan and is seeking investment opportunities in the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, official name of the country, particularly mining. Okay, so they got something under the ground, right? Maybe rare earth elements that, power these devices that we have become so accustomed to using. Maybe silver, okay, is under there. Who knows? Silver being extremely sought after as we become more of a technologically based society. In April, the Taliban said that a Chinese firm was interested in investing $10 billion in lithium extraction. Okay, so there you go, lithium, as part of a project that would allegedly employ 120,000 Afghans. Now, allegedly is a good way to put that, because oftentimes when China comes into a country, they import labor into that country, Chinese labor. So they're saying that this will employ 120,000 Afghans. We shall see. Afghans are looking forward to exploiting their lithium, because they got lithium. Okay, I did not know that. And other mining deposits for their benefit, according to Shahabuddin Dalawar, the Taliban's minister for mining. At the start of the year, the Taliban signed an oil extraction deal with Chinese firms that handle petroleum and gas extraction. So I bring you these stories about what's going on in other parts of the world because, look, it's part and parcel of what's beginning to occur at an accelerated pace. The migration away from Western economic dominance. No, I personally do not think that this is the end of Western economic influence. That will remain. But to a degree that is, lesser than we have become accustomed to, right? These countries are very serious. A lot of people discount them because, oh, that's the third world or they're a developing nation. Emphasis on the word developing, all right? You put enough of this mind power together and enough of this motivation together, and over the decades, it results in something. It sure did. That's exactly what happened here in the United States of America, is it not? All right. So I will keep an eye on that. That's very interesting to me that China is digging deep. They're even, we laugh at the Taliban. The Taliban, ha 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 ha, 16th century, and blah, 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 or whatever. It's important that we do not underestimate anyone, any country in this ever-evolving global economy. Now, speaking of the evolution of the global economy, there's a big debate going on right now as to whether or not ESG investing or DEI investing is worth it. Is this just a money-losing way of feeling good about going broke? All right? Unicorns and windmills and solar panels, and all the while you're not making any money? Because look, the S&P 500 lost ground, ended in the negative in 2022. And guess what? Most of the ESG funds did even worse than that. So we got Mark Cuban and Kevin O'Leary. They're on opposite sides of the fence here in terms of ESG, DEI. Is it worth it? Look, a lot of your money is tied up in that. If you got a 401k, a pension, or an IRA, traditional IRA, watch this video. Find out more, guys. I'll talk to you soon.